It was supposed to be a simple dare. Just go inside and stay for an hour, my best friend Darren had said, laughing like it was nothing. Easy money, right? But as I stood outside that abandoned house, its rotting boards and shattered windows glaring back at me like empty, hollow eyes, it didn't feel easy. It felt like stepping into the belly of something alive, something waiting. Everyone in town knew about the old Kepler House. Kids whispered about the screams people had claimed to hear late at night. Teens bragged about daring each other to touch its rusted doorknob, only to chicken out. But no one, as far as anyone could tell, had ever gone inside. And here I was, with $20 and my so-called pride on the line. Darren and a small crowd of classmates stood a few yards away, their phones out, waiting for me to make a move. "Come on, man," Darren shouted, his grin widening. "Don't leave us hanging." I swallowed hard and forced my feet forward, crunching across the overgrown weeds and debris that littered the yard. Each step felt heavier than the last, like the house was sucking me in before I even touched it. The second my hand closed around the icy doorknob, the wind seemed to die, and an eerie silence swallowed the world. Even my friends' jeers faded behind me, muffled like I'd walked into some kind of invisible bubble. The door creaked open, and a wave of stale, cold air hit me like a slap. The inside smelled of mold and decay, and the darkness beyond the threshold seemed impossibly thick. "An hour," I muttered to myself, stepping inside. Just 1 hour. The floor groaned under my weight, and the door slammed shut behind me with a force that made me jump. I whirled around, yanking at the knob, but it wouldn't budge. My heart thudded in my chest as I realized I was trapped. I turned back toward the dark hallway ahead, gripping my phone tightly and turning on the flashlight. The beam cut through the shadows, revealing peeling wallpaper, broken furniture, and a long, narrow corridor that stretched into the darkness. At first I thought the house was empty, just an old, forgotten shell. But then I heard it. A faint, rhythmic tapping echoed from somewhere deep inside. It wasn't loud, but in the silence it might as well have been a gunshot. "Hello," I called, my voice cracking. The tapping stopped. I stood frozen, every nerve in my body screaming to leave, but the door behind me was still locked tight. I had no choice but to move forward. As I crept down the hallway, the tapping started again, louder this time, like it was coming closer. My flashlight flickered, and for a split second, I thought I saw something at the edge of the beam, something pale and fast, darting out of sight. "Is someone there?" I asked, my voice trembling. No response. I reached the end of the hallway, where a staircase spiraled upward into the shadows. The tapping had stopped again, but now there was another sound, a soft, wet gurgling noise, like something struggling to breathe. The sound was coming from upstairs. Every instinct told me to turn around, to bang on the door until Darren and the others let me out, but I was rooted to the spot. It was like the house itself was pulling me up those stairs, daring me to see what was waiting. The steps groaned under my weight as I climbed, the air growing colder with every step. My flashlight flickered again, and this time it died completely. I smacked it against my palm, but it was no use. I was plunged into total darkness. That's when I heard the whisper, "Leave." It was so faint I thought I'd imagined it, but then it came again, louder this time. "Leave now." My breath hitched as I fumbled for my phone's flashlight, hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped it. When the light finally came back on, I saw it. At the top of the stairs, crouched in the corner, was a figure. Its skin was pale and stretched tight over its bones, and its eyes glowed like hot coals in the dark. It was grinning, wide and toothy, its head tilted unnaturally to the side. "Too late," it whispered, its voice slithering into my ears like ice water. I stumbled back, tripping over a broken step and falling hard onto the landing below. My phone went flying, the light spinning wildly as it clattered to the floor. The figure moved, fast and jerky, its limbs bending in ways that shouldn't have been possible. It was on me in seconds, its cold, claw-like hands wrapping around my ankle and dragging me back up the stairs. I screamed, kicking and thrashing, but its grip was like iron. My nails clawed at the wooden steps, splinters digging into my skin as I fought to break free. Just as it pulled me into the darkness, the door downstairs burst open, and Darren's voice echoed through the house. "Dude, where are you?" The creature froze, its grip loosening just enough for me to yank my foot free. I tumbled down the stairs, hitting every step on the way down, and landed in a heap at Darren's feet. He grabbed me, yanking me to my feet and dragging me out of the house without a word. When we were finally outside, I turned back, expecting to see the creature at the doorway. But the house was silent and still, its windows empty and dark. I never went back, and neither did Darren. But sometimes, late at night, I hear that tapping sound outside my window, faint and rhythmic, like it's waiting for me to come back. Subscribe if you want more chilling stories like this.